please describe your business to us and tell us why you decided to start?
ベースは簡単にネットショップ
Our service helps people set up online stores, and we strictly focus on individuals and small groups. I started the service back in 2012 when my mother asked for help setting up an online shop selling clothing for women that she'd been running in my hometown. I figure there are many people out there similar to my mom who want to start their business online but don't know how to. I was an engineer then, so I wrote a code to help someone set up an online business easily.
How is your service different from those of many others available?
一番の違いは
The most significant difference is that we focus on what we call long-tail customers. So individuals or very small groups of people who wish to start their business online can do so without taking much risk. All they need is a smartphone and they can start a business easily.
Why do you have such a huge focus on small retail shops?
そもそもインターネットの使われ方というのは、
You can do a lot on the internet, but I was particularly interested in services that can empower individuals and small groups of people. That thinking hasn't changed, and we continue to focus on serving such people.
Demand for your service has surged due to the virus situation. Please tell us what are your growth expectations from here?
そうですね
Demand for our service started to grow significantly from late March this year, gaining momentum after the announcement of emergency virus measures in May. The growth is mainly due to the current circumstances that have made people search for new ways to do business. It's uncertain how long this trend will last, but we're still seeing high demand compared to last year, and it will likely continue in the short term.
Okay, what are any headwinds you can see going forward?
我々としてはやはりずっと
Our focus is to help individuals setting up online shops, and that won't change. We're not replacing existing markets. We believe in a future where individuals and small groups of people will play a more prominent role on the internet, so we're committed to providing long-term services. Our biggest challenge is to be able to keep our focus on these small retail owners. We're currently very well received in the domestic market, but it will be important to maintain that position and to pursue growth against potential competition.
How big do you want your company to be in the long term, and how will you achieve it?
そうですね我々とするとやはり
I believe there will be more online shops run by individuals. The number of shops and merchandise volume will grow into something unimaginable right now. Looking 10 to 20 years ahead, I think we're entering a new e-commerce age where individuals will run their own online shops and rely less on large-size internet portal sites. I hope to grow this service into something that will be able to serve users globally over time.
Do you have any companies in mind when it comes to size, like how big you want to
そうですねサイズ感難しいんですが
It's hard to say, but I hope to aim for a gross merchandise volume of close to 1 trillion yen, or about $10 billion in the domestic market over the long term, and even more once we hit overseas markets.
Do you have any plans to expand your business to overseas?
そうですねやはりインターネット
We're in a world where providing services globally is possible using the same source code. In that sense, it's important for internet-based firms to provide global services, and base shouldn't be an exception. For the time being, though, I want to keep focusing on the domestic market. After achieving our goals in the domestic market, yes, we would like to consider providing our services overseas.
Around when do you plan on going overseas?
そうですね
I think we'll be very much focused on the domestic market for the next year or two. But when speaking of the next 5 to 10 years, there's a high possibility we'll have some kind of presence in overseas markets.
Do you have any markets in mind where you want to target first?
そうですねいろんな地域
I wouldn't deny the possibility of any potential markets, but it would likely be in Asia, as the purchasing pattern and habits are similar to how they are in Japan. I would like to keep monitoring their business style for future reference.
Are there any entrepreneurs that you look up to? If so, who is it and why?
そうですね何人かいます
Mercari President Shintaro Yamada is one of the entrepreneurs I look up to. We started businesses around the same time, and how they're expanding is something I'm watching very closely. Overseas, I have a lot of respect for Jack Dorsey of Twitter. Companies like Twitter also believe in providing services to individuals and small groups.